My role here today is that I'm chairman of Tidy Towns, and Tidy Towns has a lot of work around Mullingar, but we thought we would get something this year that would be permanently here, and it would be here in the future for future generations. So we decided to do a 1916 permanent memorial for Mullingar, and this is what you see here now. Well, as you know, Mullingar is a military town, and there's a lot of people come through Mullingar. So I think that a lot of people will visit this. I think it's a nice memorial. I think that someone can sit down there and reflect. And it's close to the Army Barracks where most of the history was. It's close to the railway station where the history was as well. And it's in the town, there was a lot of history. So it's in town, it's walking distance in town, it's not out the country. So it's easy to find, easy to get there. And the flag will be flying at all times.
I'm the administrator for Mullingar Tidy Towns. We wanted to mark the centenary of the 1916 Rising and Mullingar's place in Irish history. So we formed a Tidy Towns subcommittee in late 2016. We received a grant from Westmeath County Council in association with Ireland 2016 and the Departments of Arts, Heritage and Gaeltacht. And that's made this monument possible.
Good morning, we're at the Green Bridge in Mullingar for the unveiling of a 1916 Centenary monument. We've just kind of, I suppose it's a dream that we'd get something in the town that would be recognised and be a kind of a national monument for the town. We just thank everyone for their support for the whole year, and hopefully it'll be maintained and hopefully it'll be here for years to come and see all of us down.
My role here today, I'm with the 1916 Memorial Committee with Mullingar Tidy Towns, and I'm actually the historical advisor. I'm a history teacher by profession. I teach in a further education college in Portlaoise, and what I'll be doing, I suppose initially, will be actually speaking about what happened in Mullingar. Not just Dublin in 1916, but Mullingar. We'll be looking at how it impacted on Mullingar. We'll be going from 1916 period through into the revolutionary period. So we'll be looking at the War of Independence and the Civil War. So looking at what Mullingar men and women did during that time. And they have been long forgotten about by some, and by many more they're always remembered. So I think this monument here today and the unveiling of it is very important. It keeps their memory very much alive.
Tá fáilte ród a daoine uaisle, tá muid cruinniú an seanú leis an monument náisiúnta seo á Oscail, chun honour a thabhairt don na daoine a fuair bás ar son na hÉireann, sa 1916. We are gathered here to open a national monument, honouring those who fought and died for Ireland in 1916. Under the auspices of Mullingar Tidy Towns, Chairman Billy Collentine formed a subcommittee to design, project and complete this historical area of contemplation and reflection. This finely crafted monument is surrounded by 7 trees. Each tree represents one of the 7 signatures of the Irish Proclamation. It encompasses a time capsule for the future residents of Mullingar.
Connachtína Coscar of Agus Fáilte Ród an Lá Speisialta don Mullingar. Happy Easter, everybody. You're all very, very welcome here today on a very, very special day for Mullingar with the unveiling of this super monument. I just want to call on Billy to say a few words.
These sacrifices be given a permanent recognition so that our descendants may also learn from and respect our forefathers. Mullingar Tidy Town has long been seen as a well-respected, hard-working organisation. As chairman, it gives me great delight to have our organisation fronting this and completing this adventurous project that's here today. We feel that we have delivered a quality memorial for the community, and it will also make a significant historical tourist attraction for Mullingar Town. Through the hard work of Mullingar Tidy Towns, our subcommittee, including myself, Chairman, Anita Kennedy, Administrator, Thomas Nally, Treasurer, Eamon McGowan, Jason McKevitt, John O'Connor, Willie Collentine. we strive to put in place a monument that we all see as a community and be proud of. A monument that will be here in the future generations to pay their respects. The monument was built with local tradesmen and local stone and material to a very high standard. The quality of work seen here today was carried out by local craftsmen. There are simply too many people to thank for making today's unveiling a success as it is. Simply look around and you can see the support we've gained from many organisations today, and also from the hard-working people of Mullingar town.
To mark this and to preserve our moment in time, our subcommittee developed the idea of including a time capsule within this historic monument. To say we were overwhelmed with the response to this project was an understatement. I would like to sincerely thank all those who took time to add to this unique undertaking, including local schools, businesses, voluntary groups, local families, individuals, and many more too numerous to mention. We have within the monument over 35 tubes, all containing artifacts from this era and relevant to our time, including medals, coins, photographs, family histories, and heartwarming stories of the people of Mullingar. We have preserved a snippet of time that in turn can be looked upon in 100 years to provide a context for this event today. We cannot underestimate the significance of this undertaking for our own descendants. We are privileged to be here today.
And we look at Mullingar. We look at what happened here. Back in 1916, Mullingar was a garrison town. It was also a market town. And so be it, many of the people living in the town, in the local community, in Patrick Street, in Barrack Street, in Grove Street, in Springfield, were employed by the army, whether as soldiers, with many families having sons out in the trenches in the First World War, with the local regiment, the Prince of Wales Leinster Regiment. When the Rising broke out, it was Easter Monday, and like most people here today, they were preparing for the Grand National in Ferry House. Indeed, on that day, a hearse from Mullingar, owned by the Kiernan family of Dysart, were actually preparing to run their hearse in the race. And it won. It won the Grand National of 1916. The name of the hearse was All Sorts. Mullingar people were relaxing, taking it easy. And next thing, word was coming through that something had happened in Dublin.
In this supreme hour, the Irish nation must, by its valour and discipline, and by the readiness of its children to sacrifice themselves for the common good, prove itself worthy of august destiny to which it is called. Signed on behalf of the Provisional Government, Thomas J. Clark, Sean McDiarmid, P.H. Pearce, James Conley, Thomas MacDonagh, Eamon Cant, and Joseph Plunkett.
And outlast all hatred, all disharmony, and all rancour. We ask this blessing in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
ceremony this afternoon was a really fitting tribute and a commemorated ceremony to remember the men and women who, I suppose, laid down their lives for the freedom and gave us the republic that we have today. And I think full credit must go to Billy Collentine and the committee of Mullingar Tidy Towns, who came together and put in a lot of work to ensure that we have a lasting monument for many, many years to come. That people can come, as was said earlier on today, sit down, reflect on where we've come and look to where we can go into the future. So it's lovely that it's recognised here in Mullingar. It was a lovely ceremony, and I think full credit to everybody who was involved in ensuring that it was the success that it is this morning.
I can just say I want to congratulate Bill Collentine and all the Tidy Towns committee here for putting this monument here to commemorate the men and women of 1916 who, through their heroic efforts, have given us the Ireland that we have today. This is a fitting tribute to the signatories of the proclamation as well, the 7 signatories and the 7 trees that are planted here today. It's a lovely idea, and it's only fitting to the men and women of the town of Mullingar and all of North Westmeath. And I remember Joe Kennedy, where he was a member of Dáil Éireann for 38 years, after all the rising and all the men and women of the rising that from North Westmeath and Mullingar area that really did such heroic things, that we were reminded today by the historian of what the men and women had to do to give us this day that we are commemorating and celebrating here today. And I congratulate wholeheartedly the efforts of the Tidy Towns Committee in Mullingar.
Very good. Look, it's a very successful morning here, and I always want to pay tribute to, I suppose, Mullingar Tidy Towns for the amount of work they've done here over the past couple of months. And I spoke this morning about, you know, the role the Irish volunteers, I suppose, played, the men and women that came from this part of the country to fight for Irish freedom in Dublin. And you know, that word volunteerism I mentioned in my speech, I think it's really, really alive and well today. And you know, the lads and women here that give up their free time here to be able to unveil this fabulous monument. And you know, this monument is, as has been said, it's going to be here for, you know, 100 more years hopefully. And they've unveiled a lovely time capsule that's going to be open in 2116 as well. So that'll be, you know, it's something that, you know, it's a really, really part of Mullingar history. So I just want to pay tribute to Bill Collentine and to all the other members of Mullingar Tidy Towns. Really, really well done and fabulous event. And you know, it's been absolutely fabulous morning here for Mullingar.
I think it's going to put Mullingar and the activities happening around Mullingar and the men that died from Mullingar in relation to the insurrection and the following on to the independence of the state. You know, it has it marked here for all time. And again, it's a nice little feature here for the canal amenity here. And I think people in Mullingar will come to use it and cherish it, and you know, probably will be a tourist attraction as well, I have no doubt, Sarah.
I would like to thank Mullingar Tidy Towns and acknowledge all the work that they did in terms of creating this monument. It was a brilliant initiative. I think Mullingar has a unique association in terms of sporting achievements with the Easter Rising. In terms of all sorts, won the Grand National that year and was walked home on the Royal Canal behind us here. And incidentally, the repeat feat was done in 2016 when Michael O'Leary and Jigginstown House Stud won it with Rogue Angel. I think that this will be a huge asset to Mullingar in the future and will bring the 1916 celebrations back to life for people to enjoy over the coming years.